let's talk some more about keeping our businesses moving in the direction that we want them to move. Hopefully, that's aligned with our goals. And for inspiration today, let's take an idea from these cards, business wisdom cards, which I've created. And these business wisdom cards are full of motivational bits. And no, that doesn't mean they're telling you motivational stories on any occasion that you want to see one. It's about understanding things that happen within your business and how to deal with them. And they're giving you tips on things that you might pay attention to. Also providing clues about how you might address whatever it is that you find within them. Today, let's talk about SWOT. Let's have a look at what is SWOT. We've probably all heard about it, and if we haven't, that's fine, because it's something new that we can learn about today. And a SWOT analysis is what can give you the opportunity of staying ahead of the game. It can allow you to more clearly understand what it is that your business is about, what are the good things that you can do, how do you overcome, how do you mitigate difficulties that might be present, and more importantly than understanding how to get over them is recognizing that they're there. Because often if we don't recognize that they're there, then we're not going to think about how we might overcome them, how we might mitigate any damage that they might occur. These business wisdom cards are available from our website, and I'll give you detail on that later. But let's think about this SWOT. What is SWOT all about? Okay, SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And for many years, I've heard people tell me that figuring out a SWOT analysis is really, really difficult. Now, for some of us, that is obviously true. So what's difficult about figuring out what our strengths are? Well, perhaps it's our schooling. Perhaps we're taught not to brag, and perhaps we're taught to not see our failings. But anyway, whatever it is, there's an issue there for some people. We have a difficulty understanding what our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are. Let's have a look at how we might address it so that you can get a positive result anytime you want. First thing to do, get yourself a piece of paper. It doesn't matter what size, preferably A4 or thereabouts, letter size, or just a pad, and run a line right down the middle of it. And at the top on the left, what we want to write is strengths. And underneath that, let's write down every strength we have. How do you figure out what a strength is? Think about what it is that you're trying to do with your business. What is it that you want to do? And now think about what is it that you do really, really well. Perhaps you need somebody else to tell you. Your customers will have told you that you've done something really well. Okay, put it down for a strength. Now, jot them all down. Perhaps you can only think of one or two. And if that's the case, just put it to the back of your mind, but carry it with you throughout the day. In doing that, ideally what you're going to do is you're going to recognize through your day that you're doing something particularly well. Is that a strength? Okay, let's write it down as a strength. Now, I asked you to put a line down the middle of that page. On the right-hand side of that page, what we want you to write is how to exploit those strengths. Okay? So write down at the top of the page, strategy to exploit. And beside each strength that you've written down, write down how you're going to exploit that strength. How will you take advantage of that strength that you have to make your business better, to provide better service for your customers? At the end of the day, that's what you need to do, provide a better service for your customers. In doing that, you're building a better business. When you write down how to exploit it, try and write down as much information as you possibly can. Okay? This goes towards the plans that you will make on how to achieve your goals. It goes towards the plans you will make on what activity you want to undertake in order to achieve your goals. Okay, so that's the S out of SWOT, strengths. The W stands for weaknesses. Have a good look. What weaknesses do you have within yourself or your business that might not be serving you particularly well? For some of us, it's difficult to see a weakness, but they're probably there. It could be as simple as there's a task that you are simply not good at. Now, if that's the case, that's a good sign that perhaps you might find somebody who is better at it than you and employ that person to do it. It doesn't matter if that person is an employee or a contractor, but if they're capable of doing the tasks, undertaking the activities that you're not good at, it gives you a tremendous opportunity to provide a better outcome for your customers. Write them all down on the left-hand side of that page. On the right-hand side of the page, what are we going to put? Strategy to overcome. How will we overcome this particular weakness, whatever it happens to be, and however many there are? How will we overcome them? Write it down and write it down in considerable detail. Okay, we've got the S done, we've got the W done. O stands for opportunities. It's important to understand what opportunities there are around you. If we can take advantage of the opportunities as they're presented, chances are we're going to jump ahead of the game. Our business will run better, deliver better outcomes for our customers, and therefore deliver better outcomes for us. So here we go again. Left-hand side of the page, opportunities. Right-hand side of the page, opportunities, strategy to exploit. How are we going to exploit these opportunities? Think hard. What opportunities are there? Is the market growing? Could you expand your business, put on more people? If that's an opportunity, write it down. Perhaps there's somebody else who has closed their business and left a gaping hole in the market. How would you be first to get in there and fill that opportunity? Take advantage of that opportunity. Provide better service to the customers that are there who are screaming out for whatever it is that you provide. Think hard on what opportunities are there. Don't limit yourself to this morning, today, this afternoon. Think about the future. What opportunities are likely to arise because of what's happening at the moment and because of what that will create as we move forward in time? Think longer term. You might be surprised at how easy it is to take advantage of opportunities once you're able to recognize that they're on the way. The important thing about opportunities is somebody is going to pick it up. We've probably all heard the story of opportunity knocks but once. Well, that's rubbish. Opportunity does not stop knocking. Opportunity knocks all the time. The thing about us, of course, is that sometimes we stop listening. And if we don't hear it knock, of course, we're not going to answer, are we? The best way to hear opportunity knocking is to recognize that it's likely to be turning up so that you're ready. Okay? One of the favorite saying of Abraham Lincoln, I will study and prepare. And when my opportunity comes, I will be ready. Take a leaf out of his book. He didn't do too badly. Be ahead of the game. Study, prepare. Be ready for the opportunity when it knocks on the door. The T in SWOT stands for threats. Think about what threats are out there. On your page, write it down. Threats. On the right-hand side, write down strategy to overcome. And write down every threat that you can think of. Is there an opportunity for another business to come in and take over your patch? If there is, what strategy will you use to make sure that that doesn't happen? What other threats are available or potentially turning up in your patch? Write them all down and think broadly. Anything that is a threat is something that you need to be aware of in order for you to take best advantage of the situation as it exists. Why do we bother with these SWOT analyses? The idea is to be aware of what's out there. Find the information that can help you in your business. It doesn't matter if the information is positive or negative. What matters is that you know it, you understand it, and you're in a position to take advantage of it or to mitigate any potential hardship that it might be bringing with it. Being aware allows you to be less stressed. It actually gives you more time. Have a go at a SWOT analysis. Give it your best shot and make a note of how much better you feel as a result of it and how much better is your business growing. SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Get a page, line down the middle, write them all out. You might need 4 pages. You might need 10 pages. Write them all out and see how much you grow far more